How you doing, guys? So today we got a new scan tool in. This is kind of a low budget scan tool, right around the $250–300 mark. This is the Foxwell NT716, 4-system scanner with special functions. It's got 6 different special functions, and I'll read those off here in just a minute. Just here on the side of the box, 5.5-inch diagonal screen. It's running Android 9.0. It's got a 4-core CPU, 1.3 gigahertz, 1 gig DDR4 memory, 32 gig of built-in hard drive space, SSD hard drive, and a 4,000 milliamp lithium polymer battery. Right here on the back, provides easy diagnosis of more than 90 vehicles, Asian, Europe, and American. Works on the latest 2021 model cars. Identifies vehicles quickly and easily with automatic VIN reading. Reads and clears codes and turns off mill lights of engine, transmission, ABS, and airbags. Those are the 4 main modules that it reads: engine module, transmission, ABS, and airbags. And those are the those are the number 1 modules you want to be able to read in a scan tool. A lot of scan tools will only do engine. This is the next step up from that, which will do engine, transmission, ABS, and the airbag. Shows live vehicle sensor data in text and graph format, so we're going to check that out. Merges interactive live sensor data for easy and intuitive diagnosis. Records and playbacks your data logs, so that's cool. You can record your data like you're going on a road trip, not a road trip, but a diagnostic drive to see if you can catch something in the act, and then when you get back you can review the data. That's a very handy feature to have. One-touch update via Wi-Fi makes the scanner keep the latest system status at all times. Unique debug logging feature allows for quicker and more accurate fixes. Instant support available from our technical team. And I've heard about Foxwell. Foxwell's been coming on the scene lately with some good stuff. They make I've seen some really nice scanners out there from Foxwell. And the first thing I like about this, got a nice case. I wasn't expecting that. This is the first time I've had it out of the box, guys. So you got your nice case, and it's got a nice manual to it. Okay, and a quick start guide. Always nice to have a quick start guide. That way you don't have to thumb through a manual that's thicker than what you're wanting to thumb through. Okay, let me get this stuff out of the way so that I can set up. And very nice case. Wow, nice. USB Type C. I always like to see the Type C versus the micro USB. Alright, that's the cord. This is not a Bluetooth connected device. This connects with a cord. There's your Type C cord. It feels nice. Got like a rubbery textured side grips. So let's go ahead and get this thing hooked up. We'll turn it on, and then we're going to hook it up to my 2016 GMC Sierra. Just push and hold the button, I suppose. Got a green light, got a little boot up screen coming on. And while that's going through that, I'll read the quick start guide real quick, just to have a little head start. got a team viewer, so if you're having problems, you can connect up to Foxwell themselves and have them help you, troubleshoot something that you're a problem that you're having. Alternate extreme tool. I want to select "Don't ask me this again." This is just like a disclaimer. Okay, it's asking, please create your account first. So I'm just going to enter my information here. I'm going to go through this. You know what? I'll keep the camera rolling, and I'll just fast forward through. I know you guys ain't going to care about. You have to hit send code and then go check your email to get the code to put in there whenever you register. Product is activated successfully. Okay, so now we should be able to update it. So I'm going to hit update first. We'll see what all it shows. So there's a lot to update. Now this has actually got Tesla in here. My Autel does not have Tesla. My X tool does not have Tesla. So I am impressed with this so far. And I like that it's got the option. So if you wanted to, I'm assuming that if you wanted to go back to another, version, you can. There's 4 different versions right there for Hyundai. How about GM? 4 different versions for GM. So I'm just going to hit update all right down here, and I'm just going to let it go. The battery, we're at about 59% on the battery. The one thing I'm curious about is, will this charge through the OBD port? Or do you have to charge it through the USB? We're going to find that out here in a little bit. So we've got the actual tool, the main operating system update, and then we got the VCI 100. That's the VCI that's built in it. Now it's also got update content, and it tells you, what the change is. For instance, Acura, Audi. So it's nice. It's nice to be able to see what the fixes or the changes are. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit update all. And this will probably take a little while, so I'm just going to let it go, and then I'll come back and we'll finish. We'll go ahead and hook it up to the truck, and we'll see what it's got. See how well it works. Okay, so we're fully updated. And while it was updating, I got on the website and was checking it out, and they've got a very nice website. And you can go there and you can check out all their other scan tools also. So we're just going to go to settings just to start with, just to see what we got. Units. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select Imperial on that. Font size. Well, that's nice that you can change the font size. I'm going to go with 1.4. My account, maintenance. Okay, so here's your 6 special functions basically. You got your ABS service, electronic parking brake, oil reset, steering angle system, your TPS, throttle position sensor, and your TPMS, tire pressure monitor system. So, you know, if you guys don't know, there's more and more cars coming to where you have to have a scan tool to do some of the more basic things. For instance, if you want to change your rear brakes, and if you have an electronic parking brake, you're not going to be able to do it without a scan tool. You have to retract the caliper, the pistons, so that you can take the old pads off, put the new pads on, and then you have to reinitialize the system. Of course, you got your ABS service. And what that is, that's not really an ABS service. Well, I guess it is. But what that normally means is that you're going to be able to bleed your brakes. If you've got if you have air in your ABS module, you will not be able to get that out by doing a regular brake bleed. You know, an old school brake bleed where you have someone pump the brake and you're at the bleed ports trying to bleed the air out. You'll never get all the air out of it. You have to actuate the solenoids in the brake module and the ABS pump in order to push the air out of the system. So, you know, just keep that in mind, that if you have a spongy brake pedal and you're trying to get it nice and firm, you're going to have a scan tool that'll be able to perform that operation. Of course, your oil reset light. A lot of cars, depending on the car, you have to go through a series of, you know, a procedure to be able to reset the light. With a scan tool, you hook it up and you just hit, you know, reset the light. It's right here. Of course, if you rotate your tires, your TPMS system, you need to be able to reset your TPMS sensor so that, you know, so that your tires report right, so that your left front reports as the left front, and so on. So let's see, data manager, that's probably where, yeah, data playback, reports, images, things like that you was into that you wanted to save. So let's just go ahead, we're going to hit diagnostic just to see what it gives us. So there's your regular OBD2. And we'll check that. In fact, this video is already getting kind of long, so I'll probably do this in a two-part video. So this is basically an unboxing of this scan tool, showing, you know, what options it's got. And the next video will be of me hooking it up. The one thing that is impressive is this Tesla. I don't know what you'd read on a Tesla. I mean, a lot of Teslas don't actually have an OBD port. Some of them do, but not all of them. Let's click it. VCI firmware update. That's kind of cool. Well, while we're waiting on that, there we go. So that's updating the VCI firmware. So that's good to know that the firmware of the VCI itself is updatable. That's just like the way it is on the other scan tools. Firmware update successfully. Hit OK to that. Now let's hit Tesla just to see what options. Smart VIN, manual selection. Now we'll do manual selection. We're going to do a Model S. Quick scan, control modules. I honestly don't think that my X tool or my Autel is a $1,300 scan tool. I don't think it's got the Tesla option on it. Battery management system, electronic control stability, supplementary deployment, the airbag, and airbag number 2, which is passenger side, I guess. Well, that's impressive that that Tesla's on here, Model S and Model X. Very, very nice. And it's got history. I like the history. My X still doesn't have history. I'm kind of disappointed about that, because history's nice. If you hook back to the same car, let's say you did a scan on a car, you know, last week. Instead of going through the whole, AutoVin and everything, you can just hit history and bam, you select it, and you're right back to that vehicle. It re-enters the VIN, everything that it had before it fills in the blanks basically, so you bypass it a little bit. Just makes it quicker. Okay, so I just noticed there's a second page. If you look down here at the bottom, you got 2 dots. That's how many pages there is. So this is page 1. I'm going to swipe, and here's page 2. So you've got remote control, and what remote control is if you're having issues with this, you can contact Foxwell, and they'll take control of the machine, and most of the time they'll be able to figure out what's wrong with it, and they'll be able to fix it right there over the air, get you back up and going. And I forgot to mention, I believe the updates for this are free. So there is no yearly subscription, I don't believe, on this tool. So you'll be able to update it for free. There's the firmware update, which we did just a little bit ago, so it's probably not going to... So it's saying, please download the upgrade file and then try again. I mean, I don't think there is an upgrade file because we just upgraded it. VCR manager. Unbind a VCI module. We don't want to do that. Functions. Guess there's nothing on. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is where you can select, like if you want to know, okay, we'll just do accurate here. We're just going to search for everything. I guess we're going to have to select a product. And then there's your first page. So, okay. So now I'm going to go hook it to the truck. So I'm going to hit Diagnostic. I'm going to hit VIN up here to see if it'll do an AutoVin. Automatic read. And there it is, 2016 GMC Sierra. There's the VIN. Going to hit yes. We're just going to do a quick scan. We have the L83 engine with the M5U transmission. Okay, so it's showing electronic brake control module. We got a fault. Let's take a look and see what that is. Control module communication bus A off. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that. And we'll see if it comes back. If it's a hard fault, it'll come back. If it was just a miscellaneous fault, then it shouldn't. So here's our engine control module, transmission control module. Now electronic brake control module, that's the same thing as going to be the ABS, and then of course the airbag module. And that's the 4 different modules that this scan tool is supposed to be able to read. It's kind of nice. It's got a battery voltage up here. I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but 11.5 volts is what it's saying the battery voltage is. Let's see, what do we got here? If you go to settings, okay, you go to settings, you can change the all your units and parameters if you need to. You got a print option, no document to print. Okay, there's a screenshot option. Error type. So there's where you can put in all your information, it looks like. So let's just go ahead and let's hit control module and let's see what kind of data we get. This is the engine control module we're going to look at. Key is on. And we're just going to look at the live data, data display, engine data, and here's where you can select individual PIDs. I'm just going to go ahead and do select all. We're going to hit OK. Of course, the engine's not running, so we're not going to have a RPM. See, this is where you would want to, like, your mass airflow. Pounds per second is typically not what you want to read that in. So that's where you would want to go up here to settings, go to Imperial, select metric, then go back. And now it's in grams per second, which is typically what most mass airflow sensors are read in. The problem with that is it changes everything else. And that's the way a lot of these scan tools are. I wish that they would let you select what parameter you want to see different things in. For instance, you know, if I want to see the mass airflow in grams per second, but the rest of the things in Imperial, it'd be nice to be able to do that. But nonetheless, I mean, you can swap back and forth right here at the screen to see what you need. And let's just do, even though it's not a live graph right now, let's go ahead and do a graph. I'm going to just highlight that and I'm going to hit graph. That's nice. Now it's got multi-graphs. So you can have two graphs up at the same time. So you could look at O2 sensors, you know, two different O2 sensors if you wanted to. Merge graph. Now it looks like if you merged the graphs, you can have up to 4 up. So you can have 4 different graphs going at the same time if they're merged. You can record the graph down here. So I'm going to go back to single graph, and we'll go back to text. Very easy to navigate through the different graph options. So that's nice. That's nice that you can record it too. Because if you're driving down the road trying to duplicate a problem, you want to be able to record, and then when you get back, sit there and analyze it, you know, and view it. You know, you don't want to be sitting there trying to do that all the time while you're driving. Okay, so that's the live data for the engine module. The one thing I was looking at, engine cooling and HVAC. Okay, fuel injector. This is just all the different things that under this engine control module you can view. There's all the misfire counters. Inspection maintenance system information, inspection maintenance data. And again, you can select all or you can select individual. If you have a whole lot of PIDs that you're getting live data from, it actually will slow down the update rate because it's transmitting so much data. And we'll hit select all, hit OK. Now something else I want to go to here in just a second is just the regular OBD2. Event information. Doubt there's going to be any kind of events here, but engine overspeed not present. What else we got? Identification information. What's that show? Oh, that's cool. This actually is showing the part number and software part numbers of the engine control module. Calibration history. That's very nice. Of course, there's no trouble codes, but we'll click the screen anyway. Freeze frame. So you can get to your freeze frame data right here. Of course, we've got to do transmission control module. We'll see what it's got. Same thing as far as the part numbers, looks like. Calibration numbers. See how it's in. Well, that's weird that it's in Newton meters because I've got Imperial set. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that's the Imperial, huh? Yeah, I would think that would be in foot-pounds. No big deal. You can always do a, what did I just do here? No, batteries. Okay, so apparently it does not charge through the OBD port. I've got it plugged into the vehicle right now, and we're down to 20% on the battery. Yeah, so the Newton meters, you know, you can always do a conversion. But it'd be nice that they'll probably need to get that fixed. Because if I'm setting on Imperial measurements right now, that should be in foot-pounds. But nonetheless, you've got your live data here for the transmission. TCC data, shift data, solenoid valve data. Select all, hit OK. Pretty nice. Clutch position learn. Back out of this. Going to the ABS module. But there's not going to be any DTCs. We reset them. That's nice. That's got all the information of the module. Then, of course, you got your data display, anti-lock braking system, solenoid data, adaptive pressure control data. Then, of course, your airbag. Nice little scan tool. For the price, this is a nice deal. Okay, so now let's go back and take a look at, and so control module is just where you can manually select the module. Now, of course, you got manual selection. If for some reason the smart bin didn't work, depending on how old the vehicle is, the smart bin may or may not work. You can manually go in, select, year, make, and model. Manual entry, automatic read. And then see the history, what I was talking about with the history. And see, I've got my GMC Sierra is now in there. Now, let's say next week, if I hook back up to this vehicle, all I've got to do is just go to history, hit that icon right there, bam, I'm already there and I'm ready to start looking at the vehicle. I don't have to go through a VIN and wait for it to read. Even though that doesn't take very long, it's even quicker to just hit the button right there. And if you remember, we hit the Tesla Model S earlier, so that's in the history. And then, of course, your maintenance is going to be your ABS service. And it looks like what you'd have to do here, not going to be any history there. We're going to hit America. We're going to hit GM. We'll hit Smart Bin. Of course, and it detected it. Automatic brake bleed. To perform the automatic brake bleed, the vehicle learn procedures, follow the service manual and equipment manufacturer's instructions, connect the required brake bleed equipment, connect battery charger to 12 volt. Anyway, it'll walk you through it, and it'll activate the ABS motor, the pump, and the solenoids, and it'll allow you to bleed out all the air in the ABS system. And of course, this is all the American cars, and then of course you got the Asian cars, European, and then of course China. Same with your electronic parking brake, your oil reset, all that sort of thing. So you can go to all. There's all the different cars that's listed here for electronic parking brake. Anyway, that's probably about all you guys really want to see. So if you need a scan tool, just your kind of a above average, better than just a regular code reader, that's a solid scan tool. So far, I don't see any reason why this would not fit the bill for that. Anyway, this is the NT716 Foxwell scan tool. If you guys need a nice little scan tool, check it out. Anyway, that's all we got. You guys take care.